held each institution of government that they were going to try to overthrow.
This is the 1776 returns or whatever bullshit. This is the map thing that I was talking about. Yep.
Then just days later, his organization is at the Capitol.
And now Tim is Googling. What a slimy, disgusting, subhuman, alien, sniveling worm. Can you hear the sounds of him sliming down his chair as he starts pounding away at his keyboard because he has literally no idea what he's talking about?
His organization is at the Capitol.
I don't think we can even pull up Enrique Tarrio. I'm not quite sure that there's any evidence.
What Luke should ask is, oh, how did they get, yeah, okay. This wasn't, they didn't plea out anything. This is, they went to court and they were convicted on it, right? Yep. Is that the green room guy too? Yep.
Of that sort.
Yeah. You know what? I'll say this.
let me just pivot literally off of everything I just said completely. Hold on.
The idea that Enrique Tarrio crafted a memo outlining,
okay,
or they,
he hasn't read any of the after he screamed at him. Okay. After he screamed at him for not having read any of the court documents. He said that. Remember, right? Hold on.
We try to be nice, but there are so many young liberals who sit here and say, the corporate press told me that these people are bad, and the machine state government has decreed it by pen. So I don't care what crime they committed. I don't care what the jury said. I don't care who was on the jury. Enrique Tarrio, who was not there, should be in prison for 2 decades. Tell me this now. Why is Enrique Tarrio in prison?
Right.
Yeah, so they uncovered with him his plot to overthrow the government.
Enrique Tarrio?
Yeah, and his organization.
There is Owen Schroyer, who was at a permanent. They put him in prison and specifically cited his speech. My dude, you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about?
And it's fine. I get it. We try to be polite. We try to be nice. But there are so many young liberals who sit here and say, the corporate press told who showed that these people are bad, and the machine state government has decreed it by pen. So I don't care what crime they committed. I don't care what the jury right-wing, as a right-wing group and a run-of-the-mill Christian conservative who showed up on that day not to protest. Let's talk about Brandon. This is the ultimate problem. People are suffering because of it. Now you say that
it's coming up after Luke's first answer. Is
sit
it?
here and say who was on the jury and prison for
they uncovered with him his plot to overthrow the government.
Enrique Tarrio?
Yeah, and his organization.
What plot? Who's they? Give me some
prosecutors.
Give me some data. Stop squinting at me and saying the prosecutors did a thing. You didn't know. You didn't read it. You didn't read the court papers. You didn't know. You didn't read it. You didn't read the court papers. You didn't know. You didn't read it. You didn't read the court papers. You didn't know. You didn't read it. You didn't read the court papers. Witness
Wikipedia time. And then he goes to Wikipedia. Yeah. These guys gonna call me a wiki warrior. Read the actual indictment. Just the indictment. You don't have to read anything else. Just read the indictment.
Yeah. You know what? I'll say this. The idea that Enrique Tarrio crafted a memo outlining, or they,
Tim is discovering this live. Oh no, he's discovering it live. Tim had he hasn't even read the wiki on this. He hasn't even read the wiki. He's like, wait. He's like, oh shit. He's like, wait a second. Enrique Tarrio, he was just a guy who wasn't even at the Capitol, right? He must have gotten sentenced and convicted for 2 decades, I think for no reason, right? For 2 decades, for no reason, right? It must have been, right? And he's like, whoa. He's like, what?
3 months, featured witness evidence, Richard Tarrio and co-defense included videos, thousands of messages in encrypted chat groups.
Ooh, did he say thousands of messages? Wait, what was that? Hold on.
Once featured witness evidence, Richard Tarrio and co-defense included videos, thousands of messages in encrypted chat groups, as well as a public message on Parler. On or before January 6th, Tarrio convened a Ministry of Self-Defense to coordinate Proud Boys leadership on January 6th. The chat showed that Tarrio, stationed in Baltimore.
Oh, as well as public messages. Sorry, there weren't thousands. There were hundreds of them.
Mortel encouraged the Proud Boys as they attacked the Capitol. Let's figure out what that encouragement was.
How could you with so much audacity, screaming at somebody? He's screaming at him, and This is another reason why I get upset, because I've told you there are good criticisms for being a Wikipedia word. There's good criticisms for Wikipedia and only doing research off of Wikipedia. But nobody knows them because they don't actually do any research, right? Let alone Wikipedia research. So they don't even know the good criticisms, right? I would argue that this is one criticism of doing Wikipedia research, is that generally speaking, unless there's a seal or something, you should be able to find like public charging documents. Criminal law, and I'll do this, and we've read so much on stream. I hope you guys feel more confident like Googling, looking these up, okay? Criminal law in the United States is generally pretty simple. It's criminal law, okay? If you talk to people who go to law school or whatever, nobody's ever been like, oh, crim law, oh, it's the most complicated, oh, it's so impossible to understand. No, bullshit. It's like civil procedure, or it's like business or whatever. It's other like weirder shit like that. It's like criminal, it is supposed to be pretty simple, right? It's criminal stuff. You should know it. It impacts your rights probably more than any other section of the fucking legal code in terms of like what you can be deprived of, right? So most criminal law stuff is relatively simple. You can read it, you can understand it. You should be able to read a charging document and understand it. You can do that. So this guy is reading Wikipedia, which isn't bad, by the way, but now he's trying to figure out what's happened. So he clearly didn't even know. And now he's going to click through Wikipedia to read a news story on it. Just find the charging document.
Capital. Let's figure out what that encouragement was. Are they going to actually say in the article? So here's a citation. Proud Boy and 3 other members of the far-right groups were convicted Thursday in a plot to attack the Capitol. A jury in Washington, D.C. found Tarrio and 3 lieutenants guilty of seditious conspiracy after hearing dozens of witnesses. Jurors cleared a 5th defendant, Dominic Pizzola, on a citizen charge and a significant milestone of the Justice Department.
Pizzola, by the way, is the guy that broke into the window, was the first person to break into the Capitol. Oh, somebody emailed me a really good meme. So I said in the past that I generally don't like to make around stuff like this, that I'm actually pretty careful about like making public bets, because you can get f***ed on like really stupid technicalities. And some guy emailed me, I think he said it's a good thing that you didn't make that bet about Pizzola being the first person to into the Capitol, because Pizzola broke into the Capitol first, but there's a guy next to him that jumped in before him. I don't know if that guy was a Proud Boy or not. He might have been, but I was like, oh shit.
Which is now secured a conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. They will never stop. Okay, that's interesting. Wikipedia asserts that they did this, but there's actually nothing in the news article that actually states that is true.
Like, the level of media and legal literacy here, this is shameful. Wikipedia asserts, well, it's a Wikipedia, bro. And it's...
They attacked the, actually say in the article. So here's a citation. That encouragement was.
Like...
are they going to actually say in the article? So here's a citation. Proud Boy and 3 other members of the far-right groups were convicted Thursday.
Convicted means that a jury felt beyond reasonable doubt that somebody did a crime, okay? You don't even know I don't think he even knows what the charges are for the crime. You're definitely not going to see in a news article about a conviction particulars to the charging document. Why would you even expect to see this here?
In the plot to attack the Capitol, a jury in Washington, D.C. found Tarrio and 3 lieutenants guilty of seditious conspiracy after hearing dozens of witnesses. Jurors cleared a 5th defendant, Dominic Pizzola, on a citizen charge and a significant milestone of the Justice Department, which is now secured a conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. They will never stop. Okay, that's interesting. Wikipedia asserts that they did this, but there's actually nothing in the news article that actually states that is true.
Let's actually even look. What did the Wikipedia article even say that he clicked the link to? The Wikipedia thing said, the trial lasted more than 3 months and featured dozens of witnesses. Evidence introduced at that trial against Tarrio and his co-defendants included videos, thousands of messages, on encrypted group chats among Proud Boys leaderships, as well as public messages on Parler from both before and on January 6th. Tarrio had convened a Ministry of Self-Defense, or MOSD, to coordinate Proud Boys leadership on January 6th. The chat showed that Tarrio, stationed in a Baltimore hotel room, encouraged the Proud Boys as they attacked the Capitol. This is a link to a news article saying that they were convicted of these crimes. And this is the evidence that was presented at trial.
Attack the Capitol. Let's figure out what that encouragement was.
You've definitely helped me feel more confident looking things up, which helped me realize how brazenly people lie online. Yes, you can look stuff up. You should rely more on your ability to read and interpret things. There is, I think because like everything in the world feels more complicated sometimes than it is, we don't ever flex that part of our brain. That you can read things on your own and form your own opinions. It feels like super difficult and super scary, but like if you just get into the habit of like reading things, stuff is a lot more simple than people think it is. It's not like everything is insanely convoluted and super complicated. Like you just read things and
Are they going to actually say in the article? So here's a citation. Proud Boy and 3 other members of the far-right groups were convicted Thursday